Sis. My name is Lydia.
Yeah, Goody G.
And today we're gonna be
talking about my teen romantic comedy Snafu CLIMAX. I guess the whole season, but specifically episode 12, because this is the final episode, the nail in the coffin for the whole series, the finale. I don't know what else to call it.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. I don't know why you're here if you don't want the spoilers, right? So yes, this is your spoiler warning. Go watch it. Go, I don't know, bawl your eyes out. And then come back and let's talk about Oregairu, or whatever you want to call it. I know it has multiple names, but yeah, I don't know. There was a lot to take in this episode. They had to fly through a ton of content in 22 minutes or however long the episode is. But yeah, I think it was still really satisfying. It was a satisfying conclusion, considering that I'm biased. I don't know about you,
Same.
but I'm biased for Yui being best girl.
Agreed.
Right? I just have to admit that, yeah, I'm super biased that, yeah, she's best girl. Okay, so anyways, there's a lot to take in this episode. Obviously, you get a little bit of insight into they go on a little bit of a date, Hachiman and Yukino, right, at the start. You get that really cute bubble tea scene. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where is it?
Yeah, it's around
He makes a comment, okay, regarding her hairstyle. He makes some comment about you never do this hairstyle or something, right? And then she makes a comment like, I don't do this for school, and then I don't do this on my days off. And so obviously it's like implied that she's doing it for him. But I think the only other time I've seen this hairstyle, and I could be mistaken, is in the episode where they go shopping to buy a birthday present for Yui.
Sister. Oh no, never mind.
For Yui. They go to buy a birthday present for Yui, and she does like the pigtails in that episode too. Right. Then there's the bubble tea scene, which is it's a really cute scene.
It's very cute.
Even if you're a Yui shipper, right? There's no denying that this is a super cute scene, right?
Yeah.
And like he's like, oh my god, I look so bad. Let's retake the photo, right? Let's see if I can find it. Anyways, there's this scene here where they do the selfie. Then we move on to the next scene, which is obviously they find the venue that they want
For prom number
to
2.
hold prom number 2. Why they have to do prom number 2? I've always been confused about this as an anime only watcher. I'm sure the light novel guys are losing their shit because we don't really know all the intricate details, but you gotta understand that there is some context lost when something is adapted to an anime, right?
Yeah.
And why they have to actually follow through on the prom 2 when the prom 2 was all a ruse in the first place, I'm not super clear on.
I thought it was because the mom wasn't impressed with the first prom, so then they had to do like a secondary prom to be like, look at me, mom, I can do 2 proms.
I don't know. I thought it was like the mom was happy, but the sister wasn't.
Yeah.
But then the sister was like, oh, she only said she was happy, but she's not really happy about it. I don't know. It's not super clear. But anyways, they find the venue, and there's another cute scene where, he infers that she's saying we should get married here.
Yeah, and he's like, too early.
She's like, aren't you skipping some steps here or something, right?
She's like, it's the venue, you dumbass.
Yeah.
That's cute.
But he's always been dense, right?
Yeah.
He's always been dense at like picking up cues, and that's like been a running thing throughout the whole anime. Is like, even though he's like so smart and always able to read between the lines, he just cannot get some subjects, especially when it comes to like ladies, right?
Yes.
He just cannot pick it up. It's like, yeah, right over his head. Anyways, moving on from that, we get into the meeting for coordinating the prom, right? And we get a little bit of a shout out to basically all of the main characters, and like the supporting cast of the entire anime, right? I mean, you got Totsuka, you got Araha. Araha's a pretty main character, I would say, right? So. Then you got like the gaming club, as well as what is his name? I always forget. Zotsutsuka or something like him.
Otaku guy.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I only have watched the anime, and even though I've watched a lot of the anime even twice, you know, like season 1 and 2, he's only appears in like 2 episodes, right? So you don't see him very much. What else? Then we got Hayama, and you know, the girl who is into him and whatnot, and Saki, and on and on and on, and then Best Girl makes an appearance, right? And they play like her theme, and she runs up the stairs and is like, "Yeah, hello," you know, it's super cute. And yeah, it's like the whole crew's back together. There's a few scenes where they show like they're looking at her empty chair, and it's like, oh, it doesn't feel right without the 3 of them, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And what does Yukino say? Something like she's gonna reach out to try to invite her to the event, right? And she shows up, yeah. So then let's just kind of move on from that. There's the sauna scene, which, you know, doesn't really tell you much. They kind of ask Hiki if he's, you know, dating Yukino, and he doesn't really confirm or deny it. Now, I've read online, I haven't read the light novels again, but I read online that he still doesn't really consider her his girlfriend, even though they're kind of dating, but they're kind of not dating. But
interesting.
I don't know. It's really confusing. You know, because there's like, first of all, the light novels are translated from Japanese. Everyone knows that. But on top of that, it's like, it's not super clear. And there's like people who debate it back and forth. And I'm just like, as an outsider looking at it, I'm just like, I don't know what to take from this, right? But what I've read is that like, even though they're together, right? He doesn't technically consider her a girlfriend, right? But
interesting.
Clearly she is his girlfriend, right? Anyways, let's just move forward. Then we get this cute scene, which is just a throwaway scene, but it's very cute because it's the 3 girls and our main character here, you know, our protagonist, and they're all waiting there in the beautiful sunsets there, and you get, you know, Araha and Yui leaving, and then he helps Yukino stand up, right? Moving forward from that, you get this scene too, which is, you know, they're very close, right? Yeah. That they're still friends, even though there's like this weird love triangle thing, right? And Yui's trying to accept it, but it's not easy, right? So let's just jump forward a bit. This is where we get to like one of the more important scenes. Now, this one I heard about in the light novels. Basically, what my understanding is from reading the light novel, this portion only, is that Yui is like down in the dumps about the fact that there is a meeting going on between, see if I can pull it up. I can't pull it up.
Yeah.
There's a meeting going on between Yukino and Hachiman, and she's not involved in the meeting. And she's like, you know, before all of their, you know, personal feelings came out, she would be involved in those meetings. But now that you know, those two are a couple, she is being left out of those meetings, right? And she's feeling down, and then Araha kind of gives her like a, hey, don't give up, you know, like even though things are obviously, you know, 1 in 100 chance that you're gonna win this thing, you have the right to not give up, right? And that kind of like spurs her on to like, you know, keep going, right? And she kind of gets reinvigorated. Now, there's also like a couple jabs back and forth between Komachi and Iraha here, and obviously
the little sister.
Yeah, the little sister is Komachi, and Iraha obviously also likes Hachiman, but she kind of downplays it and is like, no, I don't like him, because Yui's like, are you in the same situation as me? Like being like, I like him, but I can't be with him because he's with Yukino. And she's like, no. But it's like, it's obvious that she's also into him, especially because like the little sister's like, you know, what does she say? She says something like, you know, in a couple of years you could get him drunk, and then, you know, have your way with him or something.
And then he'll have to take responsibility.
Yeah, he'll have to take responsibility.
He likes doing that.
And because he's obsessed with taking responsibility. And then Komachi's like, actually, it's only 2 years for Yui. It's 3 years for you, so you must be talking about yourself. And she's like, oh, no.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
it was cute.
I've been outed. Right? It was super cute. I enjoyed it. And the artwork's so cute. And it's cute that Komachi's now, like, you know, and, yeah, you know, the little sister from all the way back, right?
Yeah.
Moving forward, she's like, there's no rule about it that you can't like someone who has a girlfriend or whatever, right? Yeah. And that's this scene here. And then this is Yui feeling better. She's like reinvigorated, which kind of leads up to the final scene of the anime, right? But there's a little more that goes on here where the prom basically goes off without a hitch, or there's this little scene here where they're running out of food for catering, and then Yui is, I'm not 100% sure on this scene if they put Yui up to this or whether it was a natural interaction and they were just spying on Yui.
I didn't know that part
because in the background you can see Komachi and Araha like spying on them, but I don't know if they sent Yui to do this or what, right? Because she comes and says Araha's having a hard time in the back room, but then Araha's clearly standing right there, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there, but it's like, you know, just a little flirty interaction that they can have.
Yeah.
And then we move on from that to like the final scenes where we get the dance with Sensei here.
Teacher.
Yeah. And she falls on him and, you know, her hair like drapes over him.
Shit gets romantic.
Yes. They have a very special relationship, right? And she says something like, you're really lucky or something. You're really lucky or something, which is basically like if she was 10 years younger, she'd probably date him, right? Because she really likes him, but obviously it's not a feasible, realistic
relationship.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
They have a huge gap in age, right? And then what does she say? Oh yeah, you're my favorite student. And then she says sayonara, which is kind of like see ya, goodbye forever type thing, right? Which is because she's transferring schools. At least that was my understanding. I could be misunderstanding, but I believe she's transferring schools. It's the end of the school year. You know that from the previous episode where Yui's carrying all her school supplies home at the end of the school year, right? So anyways, moving forward from that, we've got just a few more scenes to get through. He thanks her, and then they see each other off. And then this is the scene where Yukino confesses her feelings for Hachiman. You know, she says, Skida, which I am always confused on the translation because sometimes subtitles say that means I like you. Sometimes it says I love you. And I never know which is the correct translation.
Sure it's the love you.
No, my understanding is that that they don't really have a word for love. And so... I'm not sure.
A deep like.
I'm not sure.
I got a deep like.
Yeah, something like that. I have a super deep like. But anyways, it gets super cute and she's blushing, and then the music from the original season 1, the intro music plays, and then the credits start rolling over like a few of the final scenes where we get year 3 of, you know, these guys of Yukino and Hachiman. And so anyways, before I'm getting ahead of myself, she confesses and he's like, oh man, am I gonna have to say that back someday? Oh man, the pressure's too much, right? And then we get into, this is their 3rd year being at the school. You get a few more cool, interesting scenes. If you notice here, you see that Hachiman is now sitting by the window now, and you know, everything, okay, so here's something to take from this. It's interesting is the main characters in a lot of animes always sit by windows.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, think of the main character, Nishikata from, you know, Takagi-san, or Kyon and like Haruhi Suzumiya. and even Joker in Persona 5, they always are sitting beside the window, right? However, he's always been considered like not your typical main character. So he was never sitting beside the window. He was always sitting on the other side against the wall, right? But now he's more of a main character. He's come out of his shell. He's definitely come out of his shell a lot, because if you see him at the very first episode, he's very cynical. And here you've got him being much more open, you know. He's still himself, but he's much more sociable. Sociable is probably the right word. I don't know. You guys can comment what you think in the comments, right? Moving forward, we got like, this is the final scene of the anime, and everyone knew this scene was coming. I was actually a little worried they were gonna cut this scene, because some people were saying, oh, they're gonna cut it, they're gonna cut this, they don't have time for this. But I'm really glad they kept this in, because this is so important, especially I'm getting ahead of myself again. Well, let's just go through the scene. All right, so we've got these two, and they're just discussing different things, and she's like, hey, can you come over for dinner? My mom wants to like talk to you or whatever, right? And he's like trying to come up with every excuse in the book, and then Komachi shows up and she's like, I want to join this club, right? And then what happens, Lydia?
And then they're like, oh, you can't, because like I think
the club doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, because last year they put a club, they closed down the club, right? And so she's like, well, I have good news. Well, right behind her is Iroha. Iroha comes in. Iroha presents her with the paperwork, and the paperwork basically says that the student council, which Iroha is in charge of, has approved, you know, the club being, you know, here in this room. And Komachi has made herself the president of the club. I don't know if you noticed that, but she was the president of the club. Cute. And these two are the members of the club, which is kind of cute, right? Cute. And then she's like, let's start club activities immediately. And she's like, oh, well, there's nothing for us to do, right? And then the door knocks, and then we get everyone, what does she say? Excuse me or something. And they immediately know it's Yui, right? Because they recognize her voice through the door. And then she comes in, and Yukino is super excited, and she's like, oh, what does she say? You came, Yui Gahama, or something like that. And Yui's like, yeah, I did, right? Which I know this scene off by heart because I read this in the book, right? This is like the only part of the light novel that like I read, and I read it because I was like, okay, I want to know what happens, right? Like exactly what happens. And look at the animation here on their faces is a bit cute. But they're all very happy, and it's clear that like Komachi and Iroha have like schemed a little to get Yui to come here. True. Between this scene and also the scene at the prom, they have obviously colluded to try to get Yui to come and be like, confess her feelings in front of everyone, right? Yeah. Which plays out this super cute scene where Yui's like looking back and forth, like, and she's like doing like the eye shifting, like, do I really want to do this in front of all these people, right?
She's got balls, man. She's brave.
Yeah, and then you get this scene where she says that, what does she say? The guy I like is dating a girl, and that girl is my best friend.
Yes.
Right?
And I want to be friends with her forever.
Yes.
And then she's like, oh, sit down, this might take a while or something.
Yeah, and that's basically how it ends, right? Oh, no. And then he drops the line, right? This is him being like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this love triangle was over. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can see the two here very happy with what they've pulled off, right?
Yeah.
And then, like Ira, she's like,
yeah, true.
Right? And then you get this where he's like not very happy, but then he actually smiles. Then he smiles, right? Because even though he considers this torture, he actually kind of enjoys it, right? He enjoys, I mean, who wouldn't be enjoying having these two girls like fawning over you,
That's
basically,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it goes from that, and then he finally drops a line that, the title line of the anime, which is my teen romantic comedy is wrong, just as I expected.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so yeah, this whole thing took a weird turn because I wasn't planning to do like an episode summary, right? But wow, I really enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said when we started, Yui, I was 100% on boat for Yui. I still am like 100% on Team Yui. However, that was really cute. The date with Yukino and Hachiman here was really cute, as well as like when she confessed and then she ran off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that's adorable.
That's so sweet. This was probably the most we've ever seen her smile. And she was really cute in this episode, even though I'm like, ugh, she was actually pretty cute.
Yeah, and she doesn't like,
she's not like super evil, but like, so like you don't want to like, but
I don't hate her. I don't dislike. So here's one thing, right? If you go in the Oregairu like subreddits, the discords, there's like all this like waifu battle between Yui versus Yukino, right? And it's like, oh, Yui's trying to steal him away and all this nonsense, which I completely disagree with. Just from a Yui bias standpoint, Yukino is stealing him away from Yui. Yui like staked that territory first.
I know.
But whatever. He likes Yukino, whatever. But I don't like the idea of having waifu wars and stuff. It's like, who cares?
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it for what it is. I'm sad Yui lost, but at the same time, I really enjoyed the journey and, all of the tears and the feels and all that stuff that you feel along the way are all real. Just like how they're in the anime, they're seeking something genuine. And the feelings you're feeling for these characters are genuine too.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So, I really enjoyed this anime a lot. I'm actually kind of sad that it's coming to an end, or it has come to an end. Now, guys, there is a new novel that's going to be dropping, I think, tomorrow.
Whoa, already?
Yeah, called Oregairu Shin or something like that, which is supposed to be a collection of short stories set in their third year of high school, right? And who knows, the guy who wrote the series is writing this novel, right? There's also some like other stories. It's called Oregairu Anthologies or something, right? And there's people who debate whether it's canon or not, but basically it's a bunch of stories from the third year as well, where Araha and Yui are kind of like back in the scene with Hachiman more than some people would like. And so that's where people are like, is this canon? Is this not canon? They argue about canon because it's written by different people, but it's overseen by the guy who's in charge of the whole thing. So I don't know what's considered canon, what's not considered canon. So take that with a grain of salt, obviously. Obviously, the new novel, though, the Oregairu Shin, is written specifically by this guy and is the successor, right? It's the sequel, technically. He put out a statement recently saying something along the lines of he wants this to be his life's work. Now, people have responded to that saying, well, he wasn't that successful on other projects, and Oregairu has really been like his massive success. So it kind of makes sense for him to be like, yeah, I want this to be my life's work, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the guy who did Evangelion or whatever, right? Yeah. It's like, yeah, you don't know him for anything else, even though he's done other things.
Yeah.
He's just known for Evangelion, right?
Yeah, true.
This guy is known for this, and he's like, I want this to be my life's work. He's probably going to do more, I'm guessing, right? Like they said, it's going to be short stories, but if it does well, maybe it'll get animated a few years down the road. What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to mention here. There's also like a video game out in Japan called Oregairu Zoku, which is out for the PS4 if you can read Japanese. if you want to get like the alternate routes, like the Yui route or the Iroha route, or even like what is that girl's name? Saki Saki or something like that.
The purple hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Kawasaki or something like that.
Saki Kawasaki or something like that. And yeah, like there's endings for all those people. I think there's even an ending for the teacher, right? Where like he hooks up with the teacher. But anyways, that's the video game. But you need to be able to read Japanese to get those routes, right? Lucky for Yui fans, there is a fellow actually translating the entire route, and you should totally just look it up. Just look up Oregairu Zoku Yui route, right? And you can like watch the whole thing. Now there's one other thing, which was there is an ending for that game. Someone posted the ending for the Iroha route as well.
Ooh.
Not the whole playthrough though, just the ending part. And yeah, I think that's all there is to mention about it. One other thing is I ordered the Yui figure for Oregairu, or My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu CLIMAX. So expensive. I don't usually spend that much money on a figure, but I ordered that one figure. I also wanted to get the Iroha figure because it's so incredibly cute, but so expensive, right? So, yeah, I mean, final thoughts on the season, Lydia. What did you think?
I liked the ending. I thought it was cute. I thought it was like wholesome, and like this, I like this episode probably the most because like everyone seemed happy in it.
Yeah, even Yui, who's had a rough go.
Yeah.
I hated seeing that girl cry like
I know.
4 different episodes, seeing her bawl her eyes out. She bawled her eyes out when he ditched her to go back to school.
Yeah.
She cried behind like the candy machines or whatever. Then she cried when they were at the internet cafe, like sleeping on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Then she cried when he like softly let her down.
Yeah.
And there might have been even one more in there somewhere as well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, my heart broke for her there, right? Especially the first time.
Yeah.
Where he runs back to school to help with the prom, and she like breaks down by the like the soda machines, right? Yeah. And then like her ballad starts playing, and you're just like, oh no. But yeah, really enjoyable. I enjoyed this season a lot. It was definitely a lot different than even the previous season, right? Like the previous season was like some comedy, some rom-com stuff, but then towards the end of the season started getting really serious, right? Where at the very end was where Yui like gave him the chocolate and all that stuff, right? It all kind of went down in the last like 2 or 3 episodes. But there was some rom-com stuff, you know? In the first season, it was a lot more rom-com stuff. But this particular season, season 3, there's like no rom-com. It's just like drama. It's just like, how many daggers to the heart can you take? Depression, the anime, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you were team Yukino, right? That's like, oh my god, you barely saw Yukino because she was, I mean, it makes sense why you don't see her because they're operating separately, and the story is told from the perspective of Hachiman, and Yui's with him like the entire time trying to orchestrate the prom thing, the fake prom. And then he's depressed, Yukino's depressed, Yui's depressed, and you're just like, oh my god, every character I like is depressed.
Yes.
Right? Anyways, I don't know if there's much else to say other than to say that this was a fantastic ending. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to see what happens with Oregairu Shin. Unfortunately for us, if it even does get animated at all, we'll be waiting years probably to see that.
Yes, definitely.
If it even gets animated at all. And even if you just want to know what happens in the novel, probably waiting months and months for it to be translated.
You got it.
So, I don't know, Lydia, anything else you want to add in here?
I really like this episode a lot. I think it finished it off quite nicely, and everyone was like happy, and I felt good like watching it, and I'm like, okay, this is cute. Even Yukino, like seeing her smile and seeing her happy is like really, that was super.
I'm not even a huge fan of her. Like, no. I like her.
Yeah.
But of the trio, she was my least favorite.
Agreed.
Right? And even if you add in Iroha as like an unofficial member of the club, right? Because she was never a member of the service club, but she was always around.
Yeah.
I like Iroha more than her too.
Yeah, same.
Right?
Yeah.
But seeing Yukino actually smile and blush and, be
cute,
come out of her shell a little bit, was nice. Really nice, right? Yeah. And I appreciated that, and getting a little, different look at her that's different from the like cold-hearted stares that she was gave in other episodes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know, what else? Anything else?
No, I loved it. That was good. That was a great ending. Well done.
Yes, good, it was a great ending. I hope we get to see more. We probably won't, but we can always hope, right? Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed our long rant. It wasn't really planned to be this long of a discussion, but this anime is very, very special, and I enjoyed it a lot. Anything else? No? Okay.
If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, smash like and subscribe.
And make sure to comment down below. What did you think about this last episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let us know.
Let us know who's best girl.
Exactly.
Is it Kamachi? Is it Yui? Is it Araha? Is it Yukino? Is it
teacher?
Yeah, the sensei. Or is it Saki Kawasaki or whatever her name is? What does he call her in the books? Saki something or something. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, let us know in the comments below who is best waifu. All right, and we will get back to you. Anyways, hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you want to follow us on Twitter, our handle is YouAreDorkalicious. We stream live weekly on Twitch. Our handle is super_dorkalicious. And don't forget to join our Discord. Link is in the description. We need all the help we can get so that we can defeat love triangles. So like our stuff. All right, guys, it's been Lydia.
Yep, KG.
And it's fun dorking out with you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, this is Lydia. If you like what you see, hit that like button as it helps our channel gain exposure. Also consider smashing subscribe. If you like our content, it would really mean a lot and helps our channel grow. If you want to interact with us, leave a comment down below or follow us on Twitch at super_dorkalicious. We'll see you next time.